Hi, my name is Sydney Jones, and I'm going to be talking about how ASMR can help students fall asleep faster, quicker, and more efficiently. So to start off, what do the stats on mental disorders and stress look like among students? So there have actually been multiple studies on this topic among many different populations. Students being one of them, and the one I'm talking about today is probably one of the most significant populations that are handling this kind of immense stress. Here's a figure of some stats taken from the Canadian Reference Group as it further explains the extent of stress and certain disorders among students. In 2016, a study gathered that within the last 12 months before the survey, 60.6% of participants found that they were feeling more than average or tremendous stress. Stress comes in all shapes and sizes, and so too does the effects that it causes. Loss of sleep has a huge impact on how students do while studying or engaging in academics. Students cannot proficiently pay attention to their studies and do not have adequate attention span due to stress-induced sleep loss. In the same survey, they found that only 11.3% of participants said that they had gotten 6 or more days where they had felt that they had an adequate amount of sleep. How does ASMR/white noise help this statistic? First of all, what is ASMR and white noise? ASMR, also known as Autonomous Sensory Meridian Response, is a relaxing, often sedative sensation that begins in the scalp and moves down the body. It can also be described as a brain massage. White noise is noise that contains many different sounds and frequencies, but they all share the same intensity. White noise machines give off these sounds, and they are often described as waterfalls, wind blowing through trees, and other serene and nature-like sounds. They are said to be very calming to their listeners. The reason ASMR and white noise feels so good to listen to for most listeners is because it can release oxytocin in the brain, which is connected to warm, fuzzy feelings. This causes a feeling of relaxation and an overall stress-free environment. But depending on the individual, it can also make them uneasy because your brain can also release norepinephrine. Basically, it's a stress hormone that increases heart rate and blood pressure. This can cause stress in an individual, while watching and feeling that ASMR gives them can be unsettling. It all depends on the individual and how they feel. So what has my personal experience with ASMR felt like? So before studying up on this topic and analyzing the data, I had never used ASMR/white noise and never thought it would help, but I've seen a substantial change in how I sleep as well as how I've started to feel the day after a good night's sleep. These are some of the things I used to do and how I felt before I used ASMR videos to my benefit. After reading up on the benefits of ASMR, I put it to the test and tried to fall asleep to them for a week. I saw many differences in the way I slept and the way in which I viewed my sleep. I would not say that it is a huge difference, but I definitely would describe it as beneficial. So what did I take out of this experiment? Throughout the experience, I noticed that I fell asleep much faster with ASMR and white noise rather than I did before. I fell asleep within the 10 to 15 minute mark instead of the 45 minute mark. I generally had less nightmares and generally had more dreams than usual. I saw a difference in how I woke up every morning, but it generally was not much different. I just woke up a little bit more refreshed than usual. There was definitely a huge decrease in waking up during the night, which is one of the main situations that factor into sleep loss for me. So I went from waking up 3 times a night to maybe once or not at all. So how can we get better access to ASMR, and what is the solution to help this sleep loss pandemic? As showcased in the stats, as well as in my little experiment, sleep loss is a huge problem for university students, and there does need to be a change. So how I propose we make a change is to make ASMR and white noise more accessible and more common among students. I believe that if a student is to ask for assistance or just needs it, schools should take more time and to recommend certain white noise machines or ASMR videos on YouTube. I noticed a change in my sleep even after a week. It may not work for everyone, but it could work for a lot of people. It should be accessible to those who need it. I think YouTube and institutions could partner up or at least come up to a decision and make a whole section specifically to help people that need it. Making a student health section or videos educating on it could make a change in days or even hours. The internet is a wonderful place full of opportunity. So why shouldn't we take this opportunity to improve the daily routines of students around the world, not just the US or Canada? Overall, ASMR and white noise has become a lot more popular since 2018 and will continue to grow as a community if we start to share the healthy benefits that it has. Thank you so much for watching and listening, and I hope this video has informed you on how ASMR and white noise could help you end your stress loss. Stay safe.